here, Little Gems Creations 1. Today we are going to be making a knitted Barbie dress, and we're going to start that in just a moment. Hi everyone, Monique here, Little Gems Creations 1. Today we are going to be working on a Barbie dress. So you are going to need your knitting needles. Today I am using 3.75 millimeter knitting needles. You're going to need some scrap lightweight yarn, scissors, and a darning needle. Oh, and today I'm going to use some sewing glue and some Velcro as a closure. Okay, so we're going to start by making a slip knot. Now the way I make a slip knot is not the way everyone does. I cross my yarn with the tail at the back. This is what I call the tail. I hold it between my fingers. I go around my thumb and the loop, and then I pull that tail through the loop I made around my thumb. Okay, if you have a different way of making a slip knot, by all means do that. Okay, so we are going to cast on 14 stitches. This is how I do a cast on. You do it whichever way works for you. Now to hold my knitting needles, I'm holding the tail with my left knitting needle, and I'm holding my working yarn in my right hand because I am right-handed. So I go around my needle, pull the loop through, put it on the needle. And I'm just going to do that for 14 stitches. So yarn around, pull through, put on the needle. So we're putting a little bit of an edging on this dress, and it's something new I'm trying. So let's hope it works out well. I'm at 5, we want 14. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Okay, so now what we're going to do is this, and this is where it gets a bit tricky, but other than the top, there's like 3 tricky rows in this whole dress, so bear with me. So we're going to knit. So you go through and you pop it off. Okay. Then we are going to put our needle under our work, put our yarn around our needle, pull it back, and then we're going to do our next knit. So you see how we added that stitch? Okay, let's do it again. So we're bringing our needle under our work, go around it, pull through, and then knit that next stitch. And by doing this, we're going to turn our 14 stitches into 28. So let's talk it through again. Go under your work, around the needle, come back, and then work the next stitch as a knit. And this is what we're getting, guys. It's a cute little, I don't know, kind of scalloped edge. Okay, so go under the work, around the needle, pull back, do a knit. Okay, under the work, around the needle, pull back, do a knit. Under the work, around the needle, pull back, do a stitch. Do this to the end. You should end up with 28 loops on your needle. Meet me back. For that last stitch, you're going to want to do a stitch in the back, and then you're doing a stitch in the front to end up with 28, right? So let's count together. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. Okay? Now we are going to work in the garter stitch, okay? So that means knit each row until from the bottom it measures 3 inches, okay? So we're just going to knit. So here's what I want you to do. Just like before, you're just going to knit. Yarn over, knit, pop off. Into the stitch, yarn over, knit it, pop off. Into the stitch, yarn over, knit it, pop off. Into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, pop off. And you're just going to do that for every row back and forth until it measures 3 inches. Do that and meet me back. So I have 3 inches and look at a little trim. Isn't it cute? Okay, so and the thing about this trim is it's reversible, so it doesn't matter which side you end up on when you get to your 3 inches. So that's a good thing to know too. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make a little waist. So this is the skirt part of our Barbie sweater, or Barbie dress, sorry. So now we're just going to make a separation. So we're going to knit 1, purl 1, all the way across. So knit, your yarn is at the back. You go in the stitch, yarn over, pull through, just like we did for those other rows. But for a purl, you bring that yarn to the front. You go around the needle, pull through, pop off. Bring it back to the back. Knit to the front, purl. Now, I want you to do this. So this counts as row 1, and I want you to do 1 more row after that. And meet me back. Rib stitch, which is knit 1, purl 1. Now we're going to start doing the stockinette stitch. And so what that is you do 1 row, 1 complete row of knit. So just like I've showed you before. And then you do 1 row of purl. So 1 row of knit, 1 row of purl, 1 row of knit, 1 row of purl. So you're going to do that until your piece measures from the start 5 inches. Okay, so do that. You're doing a row of knit and a row of purl until the piece from the bottom up, like from down here up, measures 5 inches. Do that and meet me back. Now, so we're just going to finish off the top. So to finish the top, we're doing 2 rows of garter stitch. So just knit all across the row for 2 rows. Do that and meet me back. Okay, and now we're going to bind off. So knit 1 and then another. And then you're taking that first one and you're slipping it over. So let's do it again. You knit 1 and you take the previous one and slip it over. And you're going to do this all the way across until you have 1 stitch remaining, okay? Just keep going, just keep going. And if I haven't mentioned it yet, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. I build my channel by people viewing it, and by hitting that like and hitting the subscribe, well, first of all, by hitting the subscribe, you'll find out when I've done a new video. But also by hitting the like, it makes the algorithm send my stuff in front of people. either as another choice to watch after they've viewed something else, or when they type in, you know, doll clothes or Barbie clothes, it'll put my stuff up there. So I'd really appreciate the like. I'd super appreciate a subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And if you are a subscriber, I'm really starting to use that community aspect. I've only just discovered it, but so I'm checking in like all week long. So you should check in and see if I've put anything in the community. It's just another fun little way to touch base with you guys, and you can ask questions or whatever you want in there. Also, I put lots of goodies like links and things in my description, so take a few seconds and check that description. You either can find links, whoops, sorry about that, went blurry for a minute. You either can find links to other tutorials or links to other things, like to my Etsy stores or to my Facebook groups. I know that YouTube is changing some of those things. I'm not sure what they're going to allow and not allow, but yeah, check that description anyway. I'll put as much as I can as far as YouTube allows. Yeah. And look at that, guys. I'm almost done this casting off with my little talk there. I've also started a Patreon, which is going to have tutorials that are only for Patreon. Not necessarily all knit. It'll be knit and crochet. So there, that's what we got. So now, leave a long tail because, oh, I gotta find my scissors. There they are. Okay, so leave a long tail because you're gonna use it to sew. So oh, I lost it. So I am leaving about, I don't know, a foot. You don't need a foot, but I'd rather have too much than too little. And put your tail through your loop and pull tight. So this is our dress so far, guys. Okay, so I'm going to go grab a darning needle and I'll meet you back and show you how to sew it up. And then we'll put on our Velcro and we'll use this glue that I was talking about. I'm excited to see how it works on knitting. Okay, meet me back. We're going to start with our needle. Now, the reason I told you to leave a long tail at the top was because I didn't tell you to leave a long tail at the bottom. So, to rectify that, we're just going to go through some of the stitches till we get about halfway from the top. So this top section, we want to get about halfway. Okay. And you pull your yarn through and make sure you're doing this on the back. And don't pull too tight. You don't want to distort your stitches. Now with right sides facing, we're going to do what's called a whip stitch. That's when you go from one side to the other, over and over and over, all the way to the bottom. Okay, one side to the other. So do that to the bottom, meet me back. And we're just going to tie it together. Okay, now you never cut where you're not. So I'm just going to whip stitch back up a little bit. Then, oh, I put my scissors away. Okay, so that's good. So I'll just give it a cut. Then you can just take this, and this was knotted as well. So I'm just gonna whip stitch this up the side a little bit, going along that same seam line. Okay. There we go. Give that a snip. Okay, now we're going to turn it inside in so that we do the Velcro right. So I cut a little piece of Velcro. Sorry, hook and eye fastener. So you want the hooky part on this side. Now this is the glue I'm using. Okay, I got it at the Bucker 2 shop, which is like a dollar store here in Canada. It's permanent fixable bond. Okay, so if you don't want to use a snap, you can use this, and all you do is I'm going to put some on the back. Okay. I'm just going to spread that out a bit. Okay, and then I'm putting it on this side of the fabric. And I'm just going to hold it for a couple of seconds. Okay, so that it's nice and adhered. And I have my finger underneath, so I'm pressing firmly. Okay. I've never used this stuff on knitted anything before, so you and I are the guinea pigs. Okay, so now on the loop part, so this is the hook and this is the loop. Again, I'm just going to put some down the center. And then I'm going to spread it out with my same dirty finger. And I'm going all the way to the edges. Okay. And now this one's going to be on the inside. Okay, just like so. And I'm holding it while it dries a few seconds just to get it nice and see, the glue is not going through, so that's a good thing. So we'll just let this dry, and that's it, guys. You are done. I'm gonna put my pin back in my glue. Oh no, first I gotta get the glue out of it. So I don't know if you know this, but I learned this for scrapbooking. To get the glue to go out of the nozzle, you give it some squishes with it upwards, and then that'll get the glue out of the nozzle. Okay, and then I'll put my pin back in it. And there you go. Anyway, that's how I did this cute sleeveless Barbie dress. So, like always, thanks so much for watching. And, yeah, I hope you liked this tutorial. Leave a note in the comments where you're watching from, because I love to find that kind of thing out. Have a great day, guys. Bye now.